Hi everyone, my name is King Ivy, and this is Introduction to Google Analytics. This is the third lesson in a 5-lesson set covering Google Analytics, mostly for the purposes of Introduction to Business Analytics, which is a third-year School of Accounting and Finance, University of Waterloo course. In this lesson, we'll be covering the acquisition views. So let's get started. So I'm going to log into Google Analytics like I normally do. So again, my information is cached, very similar to very past videos. So we click here, it automatically defaults to the audience view, which we covered in the last session. So what we're going to do is click on the acquisition view. So we're going to click on overview, and we're also going to change the date parameter since I don't get a ton of traffic to my website. Here we go. So the acquisition view is a great way to understand where your traffic is coming from. Who are your users? The audience stage view is who are your users, and the acquisition view is how do they actually get to your website. So how do they find out about your organization, your website, your social media platform, etc. So what you'll see here, you'll see that majority of these are not set, which usually indicates that the method that they actually access my information is not recorded. But then you'll see direct, for example. You'll see direct is a good portion, organic search, social, and referrals. So what you'll see here, if we dive a little bit deeper into direct, so if we dive into direct, what websites are people actually accessing? What pages are they actually accessing on my website when they directly go to my website? So you'll see the most common ones are the most common landing page, which is the page that they go to first, is actually publications. And this is because I post a lot of assignments and a lot of my past solutions when I was a university student up on my website. Then you'll also see resume, about me, work experiences, etc. So this gives an indication of what are users' first impressions on your website and on your organization. And so how can you use that information to better understand whether or not there's a high bounce rate? So you'll see that a lot of people leave right after they go to my publication. So you would actually expect that there's probably a pretty high bounce rate on direct access just because they're looking to go to your page on a very specific page. But if they're doing a direct access to an event and there's a sign up stage, then maybe you need to, and there's a high bounce rate, maybe you need to change it so that your sign up page is a little bit more clear, so they're taking that next step as opposed to bouncing right away. So you'll see, for example, my work experience, there's actually a 0 bounce rate, and that indicates that they're pursuing further. They want to gather more information here. So very, very interesting view. So if we go to the other one, so organic search, as an example, you can see what are people searching when they access my page. So the not-for-profit provided is likely my home page. So if we go back to the default channels, so then you'll see how the bounce rate changes when they access my website or your organization's website through these different options. So we're just gonna scroll down so you can see all traffic. So how are they accessing it? So direct and none. Search, so they're searching organic. So organic would be people are just searching your website organically as opposed to paid through paid searches is where you're at the top. Yahoo referrals indicate where it's from another website. So you'll see like Facebook here. You'll probably see LinkedIn somewhere, or you'll see various websites, and you'll see whether or not they're new sessions, new users. So most of my new users are actually coming directly with no median, as an example. with various bounce rates, page sessions. So this is a way to understand when people access your website through Facebook, is that an effective manner? Are they going from Facebook to your website to perform the e-commerce transaction, to gather more information, etc. So you can also drill down to see, uh, for example, a little bit more detailed information and just drilling down in that process. So all referrals, so just an understanding of the various referrals that are available. So LinkedIn is a common one. You'll see it's Forex. So you'll see some of the spam websites. So maybe not overly useful, but you also see What I Am, which is Waterloo's identity management system. So if you had any, in this case, I don't have any campaigns, but if you had any campaigns, this is a really great way to understand how effective your campaigns are. What's the bounce rate? How many new users am I obtaining? How long are they on this session for? If you had any dollar values associated with youth users, what the goal value is, number of pages per session. So a lot of great information. You can compare how your campaigns are performing compared to your general traffic, and whether or not it's actually worth it, and whether or not you're setting up your campaign in the right manner. Keywords. So keywords is a very useful type of analysis. So if you pay for certain keywords, in this case I don't, then you would see the information here, and you can compare your paid keywords to your organic keywords, and how long are people actually accessing your website. So you'll see here that when people type in King IV Waterloo, they're actually accessing my website for quite a while, 3 minutes and 40 seconds with 6.3 sessions pages per session. So this is actually pretty good, and the bounce rate is actually fairly low. So in this case, they want to know more about myself, and this is a great way to gather that analysis to understand what are people searching when they're accessing your website, and are they search? So say for example, they're searching for computer services Cambridge, but you only provide services in Waterloo. Then that may be an indication that you should explore if there's enough users, there's enough demand. Should you be offering services in Cambridge as well? So you can obviously pages per sessions, depending how your website's set up, is a great way. Average duration, how long are they on your website? How long do they just go on? How many times do they actually just go on the first page and then leave right away? The number of new users. So this is an indication of like how many people are repeat users versus new users, new sessions. So you'll see that for various ones that sometimes they're not new users. And then cost analysis, social word. So again, these are all very important. This is more so if you had ad campaigns, these would be a very interesting view. So again, to recap, your audience views indicate who your users are, what kind of information can you derive on who they are, and then acquisition is how do they actually get to your website? How do they actually get to know your business? And if you have paid campaigns, advertising campaigns, how effective are they compared to the normal view? And whether or not you can put together other tools, other analysis. For example, something as simple as having a link on your Facebook page or on your Twitter handle that goes to your website, and vice versa. So you can understand how that relation comes into play. So you can not only have social media and your website, but have them work together effectively to gather the whole user experience. But that's it for now. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.